folks at town.
Yeah.
Okay, I'd like to call to order, the regular town board meeting is called to order at 7:01. Could we, Crystal, could you read the roll, please?
Councilman Camoldi.
Here.
Councilman Jack Russo.
Here.
Councilman Mora.
Here.
Councilman Myers.
Here.
Supervisor Esposito.
Present. Also present is our attorney, Gerard Parisi. Could we stand for the invocation?
Father God, we come before you tonight asking for your wisdom, knowledge, and discernment for those representing us to know your will for Princetown. We ask your peace and unity that only you can give. Thank you for working your will in our town. Bless those who represent us and their families. We pray as your word says, blessed is the nation whose God is the Lord. We declare this for our town. In Jesus' name, amen.
Please remain standing for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we're going to skip the department committee reports for a minute or two. We have a Verizon representative here, and there's Doug Cole, is our town engineer. And Verizon would like to make a short presentation. I'm sure we don't want to hold them up and wait till the end of the meeting, so.
Sure.
Did you do it?
Oh, of course, thank you.
I'm hard of hearing, so you're going to speak up.
No problem, thank you. Is this, can you hear me okay?
Yes. Yeah.
Wonderful. My wife and children, thank you that you're letting me go first and get back home. So, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Dave Brennan with the law firm of Young Summer out of Troy. With me this evening is Jessie Miller, who's sitting next to me, who is going into her last year of law school and joining us for the summer, and Brian Sarkey, who is with Aerosmith Development, who's our real estate specialist. And so, very briefly, I just thank you for the opportunity to present to the board and to the meeting about an application by Verizon Wireless for a new telecommunications tower or a cell tower facility. It's proposed to be located on Quackenbush Road on property owned by Mary Jane Blessing, who is with us. I'm sure you know better than I that they're in the room with us this evening. The tower itself is proposed to be located on the far western side of their property, which is in the, I'll call it the southeastern corner of the town of Princetown. And so where their property on the one borderline is a series of transmission towers for National Grid and high tension towers. The driveway will leave Quackenbush Road, is proposed to go down and follow the edge of the right-of-way and then curl in a little bit back in the back portion of the property. And so the tower is proposed at 150 feet tall. Why we're doing this, and I see most of you seem to be flipping through our application packet, but there's a series of tabs in the back, and I don't want to belabor it. You can certainly look at it at your own leisure, but there are radio frequency propagation plots prepared by our radio frequency engineer that shows that in this area of the community, there's no existing facility, and the service quality is quite poor in that area of the community. There are several other towers in the surrounding communities, one to the east in Rotterdam, one to the west in Twinsburg, and one a little bit south. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm looking at the map the wrong direction. I got the wrong directions. But there's 3 towers in the surrounding towns, each of which puts a little bit of coverage into your community, but does not provide good coverage for the residents. So this tower, if you look at those plots that are in tab 6, I can hand them out again if you would like, but it will provide good coverage to the community. So the town of Princetown itself has a tower law that provides a process by which applications like this are judged, and has a series of requirements. It's I would say, a pretty solid law. I've as far as communities go, it's got what I would call all the bells and whistles of what communities look like as far as siting. And what we were looking for tonight is just a very quick introduction and to ask to start the process and certainly follow the board's lead. But I know Mr. Cole is here, who I actually have worked with on a project over the years, so I know Doug, but and would ask that the matter be referred to the town engineer for review and comment, and certainly the town attorney, and to start the process. And we would ask to come back at a subsequent meeting after you've received some initial comments from your town attorney, your town engineer, and then we will respond to those comments and follow the process that's in that local law. And again, I can spend as much time as you're willing to give me talking about cell towers and Verizon, and go through the package, or I can leave it at this level for now and get into it a little bit more after everyone's taken a closer look at it.
Okay, thank you for delivering all these on Friday. I don't know if you did it. I wasn't home at the time.
No, I think we had one of the folks that's a process server who dropped it off, and so
Thank you.
we appreciate the opportunity. And again, I know you just all received it. You probably haven't had a chance to look at it in any depth, but we do appreciate the accommodation to come out and put a name and face with the project and start the process. And from here, I'll follow up with Mr. Cole after he's had a chance to look at it, and ask to come back at a subsequent meeting when the board and the community is satisfied that they've taken a look at it. We'll answer questions and then follow the process. So we expect these always take several or more months. We appreciate the consideration, and we'll follow the process and see where it takes us.
Well, I've already given that to our town engineer, Doug Cole, and I already know him. But he's had it since Saturday, but he hasn't started working on it. I'm assuming he hasn't looked at it, but he hasn't gotten back to me on anything on it. But I'm sure he will. But as I discussed with you today, that there has to be an escrow account for his work that he's going to be doing on it, and for Gerard, our town attorney.
So we wouldn't want it any other way, and that's very typical. And so, whatever that number is, if if you want to tell me now or tell me tomorrow after you figure it out, we'll ship a check out within a couple of days and get that funded.
I do have the amount from Doug.
Okay.
He sent an email. He can be in contact with you and tell you what it is, and I don't have anything from our town attorney here, Gerard.
You work with my partner Rob Cohen on this, so I'll give this to him tonight and reach out to you.
Okay, of course. So whatever it is, but we do this, most every community requires it. I know I'm a town attorney elsewhere, we require it in my towns too, so I wouldn't ask for something I wouldn't do in my own community, so we'll fund that, and that's only appropriate. The community itself shouldn't be paying for this, and so we'll get that out once we get that number established, and probably have the check overnighted in a day or two after we figure it out.
And as we discussed on the phone over here, that the town board is the lead agency in this, according to our town law, that was dated 1998 by a 5-0 vote, that the town board is designated as the lead agency. So he'll be working directly with our engineer and our attorney and the town board.
Okay.
So.
No, we appreciate that. What I'll do is certainly coordinate with them, get any comments, and see if there's any information they need to get to a point. And certainly the process, is no surprise, doesn't require a public hearing, so I can come back out at a subsequent meeting after we answer their questions and do a more detailed presentation if the board requires it. And at that point, when they're satisfied, we would ask to schedule that public hearing, but we're certainly several months away from that so that they can get their head around it and we can answer any questions. And then, we'll come out, I'll bring presentation boards and things like that so that we will do a more formal presentation when the community's ready for that.
Okay, so we'll be meeting with Doug in the future over here. They'll be working on meeting with the town board from time to time to discuss any problems or anything we have.
Okay.
So, and he'll be in touch with you, I'm sure. Sure of what it is.
Sounds
What are
good.
you anticipating, Doug, for comment?
Once the escrow is in place, we'll have a comment letter out in a couple weeks.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
So everybody's got a copy of our town law from 1998. I know I sent it to everybody. You don't have it? I thought I sent it to you.
You can have mine, I got a copy of the
All right, forget you, Jerome.
It's easy. And then what I'll do is, as we're coming to a close here, is certainly I'll make myself available if there's someone in the audience here that has any questions. We can step outside, not delay this meeting, but I'll certainly suspend as much time as anybody has questions outside if someone has a question.
You just relay them to Doug. We'll be talking with him.
Okay, sounds good.
There's no sense of holding you up.
No, but I meant if there's anybody in the audience, I don't want to run to my car and hightail it out here. I'll answer any questions if someone has something, but I don't want to delay your meeting any further. And again, we appreciate the opportunity, and we look forward to coming back out and answer any questions.
Okay.
Excellent. Thank you, everyone.
Do you have any comment, Doug?
Not at this time.
Well, if you want to, please, privilege.
I'll stay for a couple minutes.
Okay. All right. Department committee reports. Highway, I don't think we have anything. Oh, well, I did talk with paving company, which is Longo, which he's doing, he does the county's work. So we get county pricing, state pricing on this. For Ruby Drive, he's gonna get back to me on it. He had a price last year, but we didn't do anything with it because the culverts got cleaned out, but the county cleaned them out, so that road definitely needs repaving this summer. Do you have anything else?
He just went around and looked at all water, ran all over the place. And nobody complained. You think to get used to it. It ran every other day. Yeah.
Okay, do you have anything from code enforcement here?
We do, well, water comes first, but Tommy just passed our code enforcement in, so if you guys want to first, yeah. You've got your water report there, though.
Yeah, I got it. Okay, this is from the building inspector. The total permits 4, permits issued 4, permit inspection fees. $1,426, building inspection 6, zoning review 2, fire inspection 0, final building inspection 0, certificate on occupancy 0, bank deposit 0, check to supervisor 0. Checkbook balance as of June 10th, 2025, $4,165.19, working on planning and zoning as needed, working on permit file inspection as needed, reviewing plans as needed, Thomas Barini, building inspector. Any questions?
The 1426, does that include the application for the tower?
No.
That
I
does
just
not.
gave it to him, but that's not gonna, it was $1,000.
Okay,
They
so,
put a deposit on it, but it's gonna be a lot more.
so
than
that's
that.
14 without that tower.
That's without the tower.
Okay,
But the $1,000 is not the actual, that was just as
Right.
because it'd probably be a lot more than that. That was just to let us know about it. So, let's see. Any other questions? Done? Done? Okay. All right. Water. May 2025, gallons pumped, 43,200.
How did you tell? You can tell there's a water main break. Water running all over the place.
Maximum daily usage, 105,900. Minimum daily usage, 33,800. Daily average, 65,900. We had the following water main breaks, none. Issues, work done, handed out test results for lead and copper sampling. All test results were in compliance with New York State Health Department regulations. All samples passed. I-1 new slater was installed into the Settles Hill generator. Generator is now back in service, started reading water meter and working on billing for the 2025 water usage. General maintenance performed, respectfully submitted, report. Any questions?
Did the chipmunks oversee that?
Pardon?
Did the chipmunks oversee that?
Yeah, they probably did. No, it was mice that got in there.
Oh, it was mice, okay, when they probably were watching so they could start eating.
Any questions? Ben?
No.
Jim?
No.
Bob?
No.
Nick?
No.
Okay. Moving on. Buildings and grounds, we had Rick thought that we had the septic system was overflowing, but it hadn't been pumped in a while to get the sludge out of there, so I had Big Willie's come over and pump it out. He did it before. He checked the pump over there and made sure it was working. The light on the back of the building that lets you know when the pump is out is still off, so we had a good indication that it was still working. But after we pumped it out, pump is working, and it's just because we've got a high water table over here now because of all the rain, as you said, Nick. So that's that. We do have a leak in the upper roof of the state police building. I had one of the roofers come over. We're gonna try to patch that up. If the town board wants to go along with it, I guess we're gonna have to do that. Can't let it keep leaking, especially with all the rain we had. We had the air conditioning and heating system, that coil that froze during the winter. We couldn't get the original coil for that because they don't make it anymore. It was too expensive to try to have one made up. So they took the coil out and they put the new coil into the ductwork so that it won't freeze because it was against the back wall. And that's why it froze. And they put the other coil back in, which controls the air conditioning part of it. And that's been done, and the heat and air conditioning is back up and running, so hopefully it'll be all right. The last time it happened was, well, before I was involved with the town. The one on this end of the building froze and they never repaired it because they put in hot water base for it. We don't even know where the zone valves are up in the ceiling. Nobody left any diagrams or schematics or anything with it where they are, so they don't start working. So the zone valves, they don't last forever. You'll have to start looking to see where they are, why they go up in the ceiling. Usually on the furnace, but let's see. So other than that, everything else is good. Ben, any questions? Jim?
No.
Bob?
And when are we gonna look at it? I mean, consider doing that roof, is that something in the near future?
Well, we're gonna patch it. That's what we're gonna do. It's only leaking in one spot,
Okay.
but with all of this rain, it's probably coming down pretty good in there now. It's leaking in our kitchen area.
That'd be better than sooner than later.
Yes, and we gotta get it stopped leaking.
I don't have anything else, no.
That was put in, that flat roof was put in, I don't know, I had that done maybe 12 years ago. Flat roofs don't last. It's got a little bit of a slope to it, but not much. They don't last. Once the snow and ice gets on, and they bubble up, and snow and ice packs it down and cracks it, and then it starts leaking. That's
Do we have to bid that out, or is that considered an emergency? The roofing?
Oh, it is an emergency, really.
So you don't have to seek bids out?
Yeah. Let's see. Any other questions? We got anything from the court?
Nothing from the court, nothing from the assessor.
Okay.
In regards to the court, we did ask the judge if there,
Yes. Go ahead.
if there's any way that she could approach the court system for a grant to help us a little bit with the sign cost. They're pretty good about giving grants. She's gonna look into it. You know, it's gonna be a big help to the court, because anything she wants relative to the court, dates, whatever, she can put on there. So if she can get a grant, that would be great. We don't expect it, we don't need it, but it would be helpful. So she's working on it.
Doug got a grant for, was it Fonda, you told me? Fultonville?
Yeah, they did
That was for the,
electronic sign, but it was part of a parks project.
yes. So they got a grant for that, but Michelle's gonna work on it, and I talked to her about it. And like Jim said, she's gonna work on it and see if we can get a grant with it. She's the one who got the grant for the security system out here that we have.
So if we put a swing set next to the gazebo, it qualify as a park.
It could. Well, that land was given to the town,
Right over here.
yes, where we had the Vietnam Wall, that was supposed to be used only for a park, if the town
Not
had
a
a
park.
park. What?
It was supposed to be used for a park, is what we said.
Yes. Yeah, that's what,
Yeah, what about the liability? That's what the problem is. Why,
And there's upkeep and maintenance, that's why we never pursued it.
okay. Hey, Ben, you're up.
Same two issues, ongoing a little bit. The incident with the dog that was harassing the neighbors down on Birchwood Drive. We had taken her to court for dangerous dog hearing with Judge Van Wert, and she issued a 2-week deadline for having the dog neutered, and then 1-month deadline to have the dog fenced in to contain it, to avoid any more problems. He is complying. I did go down there and check up once just to see how it was coming along. He said that he already had the appointment to have the dog neutered, and the fence is, in his words, he was waiting for his next paycheck to pay for the fence, and he's gonna put it up on his own. The other incident was on South Kelly. This is a neighbor who keeps finding his neighbor's dog on deer cams, and third time it's happened. I gave that person a written warning saying it would be the last time, because I guarantee he's gonna keep sending me these photos of the dogs. I told him they have to be on his property. They can't roam around on other neighbors' property if they don't want them there, and they have to be licensed. So I don't know if there's any new licenses, Crystal, issued, South Kelly?
No, that's not.
Probably not yet.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give one last shot to do the right thing, and if I get any more complaints, I told him I'd have to ticket him for the dogs not being licensed for both dogs and for running at large. The only other incident was a resident of Rotterdam on Dolan Road that reported his Shiba Inu was missing, and I haven't heard anything since about it, but they just wanted us to know in case the dog pops up on the radar with anybody. I haven't heard anything on it, so that's it.
Okay, thank you, John. Any questions for him? Okay. Crystal,
Okay.
your turn.
It is quiet in the clerk's office. We're officially in summer. It gets really slow here at Town Hall in the summer. I'm lucky if I have one person coming. I know that Isla and Nicole have been working on water billing with Rick, and those bills are going to be going out in the next couple weeks. So they collect through July, so a lot of people coming in for that. I also mentioned at the last meeting that New York State mandated that we convert our town website to .gov domain. Right now we're .net. So I did apply and we received the Princetown.gov domain address, and our web company is willing to help convert us over. But I had mentioned they recommend at this time that we move to their newer platform, their newer website. It's no cost to the town as far as on their end, but we would have to pay Ronnie, our web administrator, to put the hours in, because she's gonna have to upload all the new content to the new website. So you guys have to make a decision on whether or not you want to move forward with that, or if you want to keep in the same.
Do we need a resolution to do that? To spend that money, how much more are we talking?
She makes an hourly rate, so I don't even know how many hours it would take her.
I mean, I'm a techie, so as far as I'm concerned, you know, anything that we can upgrade, I'm all for it.
Yeah. I personally think it's a good idea. Our current website is a little outdated, and there's a lot on it that is outdated that could be removed, and I think it would make sense for us to do this.
So let's do it.
I spoke with Ronnie, and she is willing to put in the work to do it, but she is requesting that we give her a town computer. She doesn't think that her computer can manage all the storage with taking the documents off our current website, saving them, and then re-uploading them. I don't think we have a desktop or a laptop that's available at this time to loan her. As far as I know, Tommy and I are the only ones that have laptops that are.
Speaking of that, I got that email about I thought all our computers were up to speed. I thought that was the whole point.
It's definitely not every single one from that list.
Yeah.
You know, Isla, myself, and Carol, who are the three main users at Town Hall, we all have updated.
You have, that's what I
devices.
thought, yeah, okay, all right.
It's
So
really
not-
just the ancillary staff. The one I'm worried about is maybe John, the assessor.
Yeah,
Our IT company also emailed and said that we need to convert to the newer version of Windows, and the majority of our computers at Town Hall are not compatible with the new version of Windows. But it puts us at a security risk to not update
right.
to the new version of Windows. So maybe come budget time, we can talk about what might need to be
Yeah.
updated, but
Not that expensive.
Do you want to know about the spectrum, what we're going to be saving on that?
sure, there's a resolution for that in here tonight. You guys all got a proposal from Spectrum. Spectrum is currently our phone and internet provider. We worked with them to look into getting us new phones. We finally got a guy that was willing to call us back, and they came in and met with us. There is a quote in there, so with getting this, basically the same thing we were trying to work out with Verizon, but getting 10 new phones for all the users in the building. Right now, our current bill is $530 a month. It's going to come down to $240 a month. So
And you'll have
we'll have the
caller ID and everything?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what was the savings again?
Come down to
Almost
3.
half.
50%?
Almost half. Yeah.
50%?
We do have to pay off the phones initially, which is $45 a month. I think it's 24 months until they're completely paid off, but in the long run, it's cutting our bill in half.
Yeah.
So I think it's a good idea. And we already have Spectrum, so we know that they don't have to come in and
Yeah.
change over anything, so.
Yeah, they were very informative that day, so, like I said, they did come in. Anything else?
No, that's all I have. You guys just have to let me know about the website so I can move forward with that.
Okay. Let's see. That's it with that. Meeting minutes, as hereby resolved, the meeting minutes of May 13th, 2025, earlier town board meeting are approved or as amended. Discussion,
I'll make the motion.
is there a second?
Second.
Crystal?
Councilman Goldie?
Yes.
Councilman Jeff Russo? Yes. Councilman Laura?
Yes.
Councilman Myers?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes, resolution passes. Special meeting minutes, it's hereby resolved that the meeting minutes of the May 27, 2025 special town board meeting are approved or as amended. Discussion. Is there a motion?
I'll make it.
Is there a second?
Second.
Crystal?
Councilman Goldie?
Yes.
Councilman Jackarusa?
Yes.
Councilman Mora?
Yes.
Councilman Myers?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes, the resolution passes. Adoption of local law number 2 of 2025 to amend the zoning law to allow residential use in commercial district. You want to read that on?
Sure. Whereas at the regular town board meeting held on April 8, 2025, the town board of the town of Princetown called for a public hearing to take place at the May 13, 2025 town board meeting for the purpose of considering public comment on a proposed amendment to allow residents of the town of Princetown to utilize real property in commercial districts for residential use. And whereas the public hearing occurred at the town board meeting May 13, 2025, and whereas a referral was made to the Schenectady County Planning and Economic Development Department pursuant to General Municipal Law 239-M, and whereas on March 11, 2025, a referral was made to the Town of Princetown Planning Board for report and recommendation, be it resolved that local law 2 of the year 2025 is enacted, and the town board of the Town of Princetown hereby adopts local law 2 of 2025 to amend the zoning law of the Town of Princetown to allow residential use in commercial district. A copy of the local law is attached here too. This local law shall take effect upon filing with the Secretary of State as required by Section 27 of the Municipal Home Rule Law.
Okay, discussion? None? Jim?
No.
Okay.
I'll make a motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Councilman Goldie?
Yes.
Councilman Jackarusa?
Yes.
Councilman Mora?
Yes.
Councilman Myers?
Opposed?
Supervisor Esposito?
I'm opposed to it too, and I'll give you my reasons why. We can't afford the opportunity for everyone that's in a commercial district to have the same rights that people that were grandfathered. I'm opposed to it. I've talked with the individual that we were trying to do this for, and as I stated at the last meeting, there is no way that he would build a house and spend $500,000 on a house and have to sell his house with the business. That doesn't make any sense to me. Nobody in their right mind would do that, in my mind, the way I think of it. When everybody else doesn't have to do that. That's why I was opposed to it at the time, but he's not gonna do it.
What do you mean everybody else is going to do it?
They can
Everybody else
sell,
got their house.
but they can sell their business without selling their house, if they've got enough to do that. This one over here, he's gotta sell, he's got 9 acres of land, and there's no way, he says, I'm gonna put up a $500,000 home and then get tied up with a business. He says, I got room on each side of the building, for a driveway going into the back, and he says, I will not do that. There's no way I would do something like that. So he told me that he's just not interested in it anymore. So, and I agree with him. I said that at the last meeting, that tying up a house with a business like that doesn't make any sense to me. So that's the reason I'm opposed. I'm not opposed to it for the same reason Bob is, but I'm opposed to it for that reason. So my vote is no.
If you're gonna build a house in a commercial zone, you gotta figure this. If you don't want to apply by this, then go build a house on a lot, on its own residential district.
It's going to be self-limiting because for that reason, it's going to basically not, I don't expect this to happen a lot in town. I
It's
don't.
not.
Very
And
frequent.
if I sell my house, I gotta sell it all. The barn, everything's gotta go with it. Right?
Yeah, and this at least affords the person the opportunity to do it if they really
They
want.
can live where they work. That's the goal of this.
Yeah.
If they decide they wanna sell a separate option, too bad. They shouldn't have built it there to
You
begin
can
with.
sell your house separate from your business.
No, I can't. It's all on one, all on one.
You can subdivide it.
Yeah,
No, I
that's,
can't. I
it's the
got
same
enough
thing.
land subdivided. It all goes as one.
You got your building for your business and you got your house.
It's all on one lot.
Yeah.
And it's only 3.14 acres where that is. It's not enough land. Okay, yeah, all right, you're right, in commercial, 1 acre, You couldn't see that. But it could, logistically, the way the buildings are, it doesn't work.
It doesn't
And I
matter,
wouldn't
you
even-
could do it. That's the point. He's got 9 acres and he can't do that. I mean, who would build a house and put that kind of money into
Well,
it?
no, I
Somebody
wouldn't
wants to
back.
buy his business, he's got $1 million business, just use that as arbitrary figures. He's got $1 million business, and now he's got to sell the house with the business?
Yeah,
That
but
doesn't make any
that's not
sense.
the town board's responsibility.
not.
Ours is to just handle the zoning.
Yeah.
Well,
So
I'm
this gives
opposed to
people-
it for that reason, and he's not gonna do that, and I can't believe anybody would do that under this law.
Nobody, but it may never be utilized, but at least
But if
now
they
they
want
have
to,
the
it's
opportunity.
there, right.
Yeah, it's also allowed mixed use.
I gave you my reason why I'm voting no,
So passed.
but the resolution passes. Okay.
This is only one of our
That's
sides.
the zoning law revised document.
Yep.
Is hereby resolved that the town board approves the revised zoning law document, official zoning map dated May 2024, consolidated dates of the town board since the current zoning law publication in December 2006. What's this?
Hey, Jen, can you just explain that again?
What's that?
Oh, that's what it is, yes.
Updating the zoning thing?
It was
Yes.
putting all the amendments into an updated zoning law that included everything that was in play as of the time we started looking at it, along with the updated maps that Doug's group has been working on.
Because it was piecemeal before,
It was
right?
very piecemeal
Yes,
before,
now
so
we
it
can go
consolidates
through
it into one
one
document that is accessible and can be put on the website also.
Yes.
You and
It
Joan-
just makes it easier for reference
you and
purposes.
Joan had worked on this?
Joan and I, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, about 2 years ago.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Jim, you got any questions?
No.
Yeah. Okay, is there a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Is there a second? Kristen?
Councilman Goldie?
Yes.
Councilman Jack Russo?
Just in time to
Councilman
change
Moore?
Yes.
Councilman Myers?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes, resolution passes.
Yes,
Oh,
now it has its first
I don't
amendment.
think you gotta read this.
Actually, it must be 2, because it was number 2 for the year.
Crystal?
Yeah, I can
This is
read
for
this
the
one.
under-
Okay, so
Thank
this
you,
is,
Doug. Thank you.
Doug?
Read the whole
Bye.
thing? Or-
No, you don't have to read this. This is
I
for
can just explain to you.
Underground Railroad that came through here
Passing.
a century ago.
Yeah.
They just want to designate that. But Route 20 was it Route 20, Crystal?
I am not actually sure.
No, I think it was Route 20 when they
We
sent
have a
it.
map.
But I think they want to put a sign up or something.
They just,
No,
they want to include us on the map, so if somebody wanted to drive through the scenic byway of the Underground Railroad, they would drive through a portion of our town, so we're just saying, yes, that is fine.
I'll make the motion.
A second.
All right, Councilman Goldie?
Yes.
Councilman Jack Russo?
Yes.
Councilman Mora? Councilman Mora?
Yeah.
We got the motion going.
Yes.
You have to vote yes or no?
Yes.
Councilman Myers?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes, resolution passes. Proposal for town hall phone services is hereby resolved, the town board approves the Spectrum business proposal dated 6/9/2025, upgrade to town hall phone and internet service at $840 per month, for 36 months. Discussion? Is there a motion?
I'll make it.
Is there a second?
Second.
Crystal?
Councilman Goldie?
Yes.
Councilman Jack Russo?
Yes.
Councilman Mora?
Yes.
Councilman Myers?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes, resolution passes. Verizon Wireless Project Review. It's hereby resolved the town board appoints KP Engineering and Architectural PC as the town designated engineer in Parisi, Cohen, and Secoshio, LLC as town designated attorney for the Verizon Wireless Project Review on Quackenbush Road, parcel 69/2/21.112 in the town of Princetown. Discussion?
Make the motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Crystal?
Councilman Goldie?
Yes.
Councilman Jack Russo?
Yes.
Councilman Mora?
Yes.
Councilman Myers?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes, resolution passes. Building inspector code enforcement. It is hereby resolved that the town board accepts Tom Perrine's resignation effective 6/30/2025 and reappoints him to the position of building inspector and code enforcement officer at the hourly rate of $29.43 for a term to begin 7/1/2025 and expire 12/31/2025. He's retiring from the Shellmont High School, and he has to do this, I guess.
Okay, for retirement.
He did this for Norm too. Any further discussion?
No,
Is there a motion?
I'll make it.
Crystal?
Councilman
Second.
Goldie?
Yes.
Councilman Jack Russo?
Yes.
Councilman Mora?
Yes.
Councilman Myers?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes, resolution passes. General funds claim. Is hereby resolved the town board approves claim number 95/114 of 2025 in the amount of $8,223.96. Discussion?
I'll make a motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Crystal?
Councilman Goldie?
Yes.
Councilman Jack Russo?
Yes.
Councilman Mora?
Yes.
Councilman Myers?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes, resolution passes. Water funds claims, hereby resolved the town board approves claim number 53/61 of 2025 in the amount of $31,588.42. Discussion? Is there a motion?
So made.
Is there a second?
Second.
Crystal?
Councilman Goldie?
Yes.
Councilman Jack Russo?
Yes.
Councilman Mora?
Yes.
Councilman Myers?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes, resolution passes. Trust and agency fund claims, it is hereby resolved the town board approves claim number 3 of 2025 in the amount of $900. Discussion?
I'll make a motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Crystal?
Councilman Goldie?
Yes.
Councilman Jack Russo?
Yes.
Councilman Mora?
Yes.
Councilman Myers?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes, resolution passes. Privilege of the floor. At every scheduled town board meeting, the public shall have the right to address the town board during the course of the meeting, referred to as privilege of the floor. Members of the public should restrict their comments to items of town business only. With no official time constraint, speakers would be considerate of others so that all interested members of the public have an opportunity to be heard. There shall be one portion of the meeting dedicated to privilege of the floor. All remarks and questions shall be addressed to the board. No person shall enter into discussion with a person having the floor. Council members may address any comments during a portion of the meeting referred to as council members' comments. We'll open up privilege of the floor at 7:45.
Good evening, Jennifer Blessing, Gifford Church Road. You all know who I am. Couple things. Number one, the website currently is pointing to the .org, so it doesn't work. So you can't see anything on Princetown's website right now.
It's .net, but it,
I tried putting that in too, and it still redirects you to .org, so just FYI. The other thing that I wanted to bring up, I would just like to voice my concern with a vote that happened last month. You all are paying the Rick Rorick $55,000 for 6 months worth of work. That is more than you paid 2 people for an entire year, for several years. I don't know where this rate came from. I would also be very curious as to where the money's coming from for this, since you all talk about how bad off the water department is. But $55,000, I'm sorry, is a slap in the face to the people who did this job previously. And you had at least one of those that was a certified water operator, and he never got anywhere close to that. They made $30,000 between the 2 of them. So that's what I'd like to say tonight, and that's it.
Thank you.
our website does appear to be down right now, just so you know. I will contact Digital Towpath because there wasn't a, you have to get it done by date. It's just the law that passed, so it shouldn't be because of the .gov conversion. It just is probably our web domain right now.
Well, if I look at the URL, every time I enter it, it keeps going to .org.
Huh. I just got website or page not found when I open it.
And I tried
I'll
going
touch
2
base with
different
them
ways.
tomorrow.
Okay.
Oh, no, now it's working.
Any others?
Strange.
It might have just been a quick server issue.
I don't have any issues.
I've been trying for the last, I don't know, hour.
I think most of you know me. Richard Daly, town historian. And annually, we put on a veterans recognition service. And Crystal and Nora have agreed to help me out with it. We don't have a firm date with it, probably towards, maybe in August, because people are very busy now in school and stuff, so we don't really have a firm date. But we wanted to run it past town board that we will have this event, and we'll certainly give you advance notice with it. It'll be like what we had a number of years ago with, the Veterans Honor Roll, and Crystal has agreed to publish it and reach out by word of mouth if you have a service person, that was in your family, like Nicky had his dad in, or my close brother, Mr. Gray, and his nephew Shane. And, it's just a thing that we want to recognize that, you're not forgotten, okay? Maybe we're a small little Princetown, all right? But you know what, like the commercial says, we're fighters, okay? And we do the right thing, all right? People come here, they do the right thing, and, it's just something we want to recognize. So, but, by protocol, we just wanted to run it past the board and let you know that it will be coming. All right, sometime later in the summer. That's my story, not I have a better one. Case closed. Thanks for having me.
Any others?
Thank you, Crystal. She's a sweetheart. She does a great job.
Amen.
Anything you need, you see Crystal.
She does.
And actually, Iowa does a very good job. She just does. And so does Ron. I mean, it's, you come in and see people, they're more professional than you gotta call up, Verizon or someplace or your doctor's office, and you don't even get a human. You get, oh, okay, here's the menu change, we'll be with you. Maybe sometime next year, this is personal, and it's old school, little, and old school, okay? You come from a family of old school, Aunt Eunice, Uncle Bill, people did the right thing, and all you up here, you do the right thing, as far as I know. That's my story. I don't have a better one.
Thank you.
It's okay. So, because, you know what, Lou, like I was gonna say, okay, and, Gerard would echo this. And if it isn't long, okay, if you're a judge or whatever, it doesn't really matter. You can do 99 and 9/10 things right, but it's just like a horse race. You lose the last one, and that's the one they remember you by. That 10%, or that less than 1% that you didn't do right, he blew that case. But maybe 300 other ones, he won. That's the way life is. Life on life's terms. It's my story. Thanks, Lou.
Thank you.
Sure. Thank you, Principal.
Okay, council members, let's see, any others? All right, we'll close, privilege the floor up at, what is that, 7:52. Council member comments, discussion?
Yeah.
I'm nothing right
Yeah.
These couple people we got that want to get in on this water commissioner thing. What are we doing with them?
I tried to get a class in Troy. There was one open up in June. The guy was supposed to get back to me in May. He never got back to me until the class unfortunately started. We couldn't get anybody in. So that class is full. I've got other people supposedly going to email me as soon as something comes open. Because what we're trying to do is get somebody in a class.
Okay, if they take a test?
You just, no, you don't have to take a test. You have to attend the class.
Oh,
I think
okay.
it's 4 days or 5 days.
Jeremy wants to do it, okay, he's gonna be bugging me.
Okay.
I guess Mark Randy was interested too.
He was, but I don't think he really is now.
Why?
I don't know. He was at my house today. We had a plumbing problem, and I don't know if he wants it or not. He didn't.
I'll talk to him.
He's working on,
My theory on it is we need 3 water commissioners and we run them like firemen.
He's got a big job going right now. I don't know.
Yeah, but that ain't gonna last forever.
and he's got a lot of work on. He's pretty busy.
I'll send him a text. I'll send him another text.
Well, Rick's only staying until the end of the year.
Yeah, right.
And he had us over a barrel, okay? No, none of us are happy about what happened, but what are you gonna do?
Not only did he have us under a barrel, we met with the city. We met with
I know.
Rodigan. We interviewed people. We worked
Nobody
hours
wants to-
and
nobody
hours
wants
on
to help
end
because the system's
to get somebody in here.
crap, okay?
And we couldn't. So unfortunately, what we're experiencing now is the fundamentals of economics, supply and demand. And right now, the supply is almost non-existent, and the demand is great. And that's economics 101. Sometimes you have to pay what you gotta pay. It's just the way it is, and that's what we did. The alternative was to have no one, and that's not an alternative. That's not a viable option. So it's unfortunate that we have to pay a premium for the work that we're getting done. None of us are happy about it. We have long, heated discussions about it. However, in the end, we have to do what's right for the people that are on the water.
In the water system.
We can't abandon that. And if economics,
The problem we got is there's no water all over the town like Rotterdam. Otherwise, we could take it out of the general fund. do whatever we
You
have.
guys put yourself in that position.
Well, I
You
did.
guys did it to yourself.
Discussion is amongst the town board now, privilege of the floor are over.
So, anyway, we got these, Jeremy's interested, okay, and he's young and he's gonna be around for a while. And he's intelligent enough to pull it off.
there's a couple of the colleges that offer the classes. I've been talking to our town engineer about what the designation that we have to have. The class that was open in Troy was a Class D, and I'm not sure if the Class D was gonna work. Our town engineer seems to think that it would work for us. That was a 4-day class.
Yeah, but it's,
But
missed it.
you're right, we missed it. But I've got a few others that I'm looking into. Unfortunately, they kind of run with a curriculum of school, so if they're, in the summer, they may not be
Right.
any classes at all.
Okay, can he start working under Rick without the course, or what?
I don't
We're
see
running out of
why,
time here, you know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
I don't know why, I don't know, could he do that? I don't see.
I don't see why he couldn't.
And then take the course when it comes up.
In fact, to be honest with you,
I don't think Gene has a license.
I think it would be a good idea for this reason.
Gene?
No. Jim Purcell?
Right.
No, he doesn't.
He doesn't. The reason it would be a good idea, and of course it's gonna cost us even more, but we've got to utilize Rick for the short time that we've got. And we need him to teach someone else how to do the job. So for that reason alone, to me, makes sense.
All right.
Can I just ask a question?
Yeah.
Is there a reason we stopped with just reaching out to 1 or 2 of the surrounding towns? I mean, there's other towns that have water systems, that have retirees, okay, like Gilderland, Colony. I mean, is there any reason why we couldn't have reached out to?
We've talked a lot, they can't find people themselves.
Okay, I didn't know if you
This is
had
a-
reached
this is-
out to all these or
It's a
not.
problem finding people with that designation. The state mandates it. And, you know, when these guys retire, there's not a lot of way.
Part-time job.
So we don't know, they don't wanna do it anymore.
So at least according to Google, and this is part of the issue we bump into in Albany, so it's a little more expensive there, but the average salary for a water commissioner, according to Google, is $143,000.
Over 100 grand,
Right,
right?
143,000 a year, that's part of the issue. Who's gonna come work out here for $30 an hour?
Sustain
Not.
that.
And Rick knows that. I mean, Rick knows that. He threw that in our face every time we met with him. Average his salary's 100 grand a year. Well, we know that. We know what the deal is. We can hire people for less than that. And we will, but the reality is, you're right. I mean, but this is for full-time, remember?
Yeah, well, even
Our
if
guy
they're
is
wrong,
full-time.
even if they're wrong and it's 3/4 of that or half of that, it's still
If we can get three
$78,000 a year.
guys and run them like firemen, 12 on call for 3 days, off for 4,
Well, we can't afford one, how are we gonna afford three?
because it's not full-time at that
That's,
point.
I know, none of it's full-time, it's part-time, so why not get one licensed and then have a couple, 2 or 3 to work underneath them?
That's what we're trying to do now, Bob.
But we don't need 3 licensed or certified.
Yeah,
We need 2. We need at least 2. Gotta have 2 licenses.
Okay, but that was
One for a backup. Gotta have a backup when somebody goes on vacation. We only have one right now.
Now, I do have somebody
We
that,
do have Rotterdam as a backup. They would come and help us if Rick is off. That we secured. But as far as them wanting to do it, they don't want to do it. Nobody wants to take on this system.
and the city looked at our budget, and I think they didn't get back to us, but I think they thought, well,
Well, they did. They did get back.
Oh, did they finally get back?
They did.
I mean, they
They
just,
couldn't afford it.
They said they
yeah,
were-
basically, we can't afford them. So it's easy to be out there and throw stones and what have you, but the reality is, our responsibility is to maintain the patency of the system.
Right.
And right now, at least, we're doing that. And we'll continue
It's
to.
gonna go by real fast.
It's gonna go by fast, you're right.
We're already in June.
I know.
But we do need to be considerate of the residents who's gonna have to foot that bill too.
Yeah,
Let me see what I can work out with Jeremy, because he's working for Tim.
I don't think any of us were happy.
No.
None of us are happy.
Oh, and I have,
No,
we're
if
supposed
we
to
can't do
do it.
it, then we gotta look for other alternatives, that's all. You know,
Well, we've
you
been
can't.
doing that, Bob.
Well, we could shut the water off.
I'm not passing
We could shut the water off and create a natural disaster where the state's gotta come in and take over. Because they will in that situation. And it ain't gonna be pretty, because then it's like communism. They're gonna take us over.
And we've been doing this, I've been looking
But
at
anyway,
this
let me
for
see
a
what I
long
can
time.
work out with Jeremy, maybe you come on part-time and still work with me, so we don't have to come up with so much money.
Well, it would be nice to have somebody to start, at least start the training.
Yeah,
You know, because right now,
he'll catch on fast, I already work with this.
right now, we're moving quickly toward December.
I know.
You know. And I'm pretty sure that between now and December, I can get them in, I can get them in a class somewhere. I've got contacts that I deal with every day in this, but.
All right, I'll deal with that, I'll talk to him.
They fill up fast, like this class here in June, it was full. By the time the guy called me, it was full. So there's nothing I could do.
So where are these people? Where are all these people that are taking
The
this
classes are
class?
small. They're, you
Oh,
know,
okay.
they're very
Talking about
small
like 12
classes.
people, so they fill up.
The last one in June was held in Troy Water Department.
It's a lot harder to do this today than it was years ago with what the classes consist of. A little bit different from what I understand. And we have been trying, I've been working on this for over 2 years. I've been talking to Rotterdam about it many times. I met with them on a Saturday, I told you, 2 years ago with their supervisor, their engineer, and with Clark Collins. And we looked through the whole system, and they didn't want it.
Once they go through our system, same thing with the city. We spent half a day with them, going through the whole system. They came back, yeah, we'll get back to you. Well, they got back to us, and they basically said, we can't afford it. That's real, that's what we're running into. I mean, it's not like we're not trying. We're out there doing this, but it's not gonna be an easy thing.
Try to get
Oh,
grants.
it's like trying to sell a rotten used car.
It's,
We try to get grants Cole was just working on it again. I talked with Tom Cole many times. Not interested.
We have a couple of options. I'm talking to a private contractor who owns his own business, and he's willing to administrate if he has to. So there's there's possibilities out there, but none of them are gonna be cheap.
No, that's what the problem is. The system isn't making enough money to fork it out like that.
So we have been working on this for a long time. It's just that, and to find somebody that's gonna be on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Well, that's why you gotta have more than one
I know
between
that.
shifts.
I know.
Can't expect somebody to be available like that, you know?
And we paid,
can't have
years
it kinda
ago,
like
we were paying 48,000 for the water commission. So from that time to now, to be paying 70-some thousand, which is what it would work out to next year, is not a big increase. With no benefits, I might add. And then you're gonna have to, when you hire somebody, you're gonna have to pay benefits now. All the benefits that go with it. And that's the other problem. So it's very costly. All right, so, anything else?
Oh, should we do a resolution to update the website?
Yes.
Yeah.
Your resolution or what?
Yeah, we should probably do that tonight so we can get it going.
Yeah, let's do
To
it.
approve some time, and,
That's for Ron.
yeah, I don't know,
He's already got a rate, it's just a matter of saying, oh,
we usually cap, like,
yeah, I know.
25 an hour
Like a
cap.
couple
at whatever.
thousand, and you
Yeah.
have to go over 2,000 or whatever.
Yeah.
She's not already like for the budget for services.
So she doesn't even have her own budget line. This is where it's tricky. Like, she's just under town hall miscellaneous. It would be significantly more than she bills in a year, but she doesn't even know what it's gonna look like. I volunteered to help her, so that would be at no cost. We're both gonna take the training, because there should be more than one person able to access the website. So there's that. I don't even know how to give you an estimate.
So let's start with $2,000 then.
2 grand should cover more than cover.
I think
Yeah,
it's your
there's
point
a
of
lot,
cover.
like I said, she's in a very large budget line herself, so it's not like you're worried about it going over, it's just, it's town hall miscellaneous.
What is she making now, is it
I
25?
think it's 26 and change.
Yeah, so it's just 80 hours,
Yeah,
a little less.
it's 2 weeks. That should
You
go.
want to write up the resolution?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you, Kristen.
And we don't have to move on the computer for this meeting.
No, I think we need to figure out something for her to be able to work on this. I was gonna talk with her. Problem is, we only have 2 laptops, me and Tommy, and we both use them actively.
Well, maybe we can buy another, I know laptop. We gotta buy another one, we gotta buy another one. There you go.
Should we include that in the resolution? Should we include that in the
Well,
resolution?
yeah, I'm probably gonna have
I mean, what the
to.
hell, a laptop computer is what, $600?
Well, from,
I paid $1,200 last year out of my budget for this one.
You should talk to Nicole then. Our HPs are working fine.
But that included the setup with Vector One. I mean, they did everything.
Oh, okay. Like,
She really should have a town laptop when she's working at home. I mean, this is town business. She does everything on her own computer.
Right.
Well, let's get it.
Right,
Yeah.
Ronnie, yeah.
Well, let's get it.
yeah, I think we really should move on that.
So let's include that in it too then, otherwise it's never gonna happen.
Do you want to make it 3,000 then?
I'd say cap it at 3,000.
Cap it at 3,000, including the purchase of a computer.
Right, and it may not go to that. It may go far under that, depending on how long.
Well, honestly, by the time we have the next board meeting, we'll know.
Yeah.
If we gotta raise it or whatever, we're gonna do it.
But these are things that gotta be done. There's no sense of procrastinating and dragging our feet.
Yeah, well, a cleaner website would be nice.
Yeah, it would.
Okay, Gerard, let me know if this is, but it's hereby resolved, the town board approves the upgrade to the town website at an estimated cost not to exceed $3,000.
You want to mention Ronnie in there? If you're appointing her to do it,
She's already appointed as web administrator, so
All right, so this kind of covers that.
I could put to salary of web administrator and purchase a new laptop, if you want to be specific.
Or just throw web administrator, just so it's clear who's doing it. Not somebody else.
Include web administrator and purchase of a computer.
Okay. It is hereby resolved, the town board approves the upgrade to the town website at an estimated cost not to exceed $3,000 to include web administrator salary and purchase of a new town laptop.
Perfect.
I'll make the motion.
Second, okay.
Councilman Goldie?
Yes.
Councilman Jackaruso?
Yes.
Councilman Mora?
Yes.
Councilman Myers?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes, resolution passes. Okay, then you got anything else?
No.
Jim?
No.
No. Bob? Okay. I don't have anything else.
Do we need to go into executive session?
Yes, I have something for a legal matter that we have to discuss. Is there a motion to go into executive session?
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Driscoll?
Councilman Goldie?
Yes.
Councilman Jackaruso?
Yes.
Councilman Mora?
Yes.
Councilman Myers?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes.